हेलो टू ऑल माय जनरेटिव माइंड्स। आज हम शुरू करेंगे क्लास 11th केमिस्ट्री का चैप्टर नंबर 3 क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ एलिमेंट्स एंड पीरियोडिसिटी इन प्रॉपर्टीज। सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम। In this unit, we will study the historical development of the periodic table as it stands today and the modern periodic law. We will also learn how the periodic classification follows as a logical consequence of the electronic configuration of atoms. Finally, we shall examine some of the periodic trends in the physical and chemical properties of the elements. So, why do we need to classify elements? We know by now that the elements are the basic units of all types of matters. In 1800, only 31 elements were known. By 1865, the number of identified elements had more than doubled to 63. At present, 114 elements are known. Of them, the recently discovered elements are man-made. Efforts to synthesize new elements are continuing. With such a large number of elements, it is very difficult to study individually the chemistry of all these elements and their innumerable compounds individually. To ease out this problem, scientists have searched for a systematic way to organize their knowledge by classifying the elements. Not only that, it would rationalize known chemical facts about elements, but even predict new ones for undertaking further study. 3.2 Genesis of periodic classification. Classification of elements into groups and development of periodic law and periodic table are the consequence of systematizing the knowledge gained by a number of scientists through their observations and experiments. The German chemist John Daubigny in early 1800s was the first to consider the idea of trends among properties of elements. By 1829, he noted a similarity among the physical and chemical properties of several groups of three elements triads. In each case, he noticed that the middle element of each of the triads had an atomic weight about halfway between the atomic weights of the other two. Also, the properties of the middle element were in between those of the other two members. Since Daubigny's relationship, referred to as the law of triads, seemed to work only for a few elements, it was dismissed as coincidence. The next reported attempt to classify elements was made by a French zoologist, A.E.B.D. Cansutois, in 1862. He arranged the then known elements in order of increasing atomic weights and made a cylindrical table of elements to display the periodic recurrence of properties. This also did not much attraction. The English chemist John Alexander Newlands in 1865 propounded the law of octaves. He arranged the elements in increasing order of their atomic weights and noted that every eighth element had properties similar to the first element. The relationship was just like every eighth note that resembles the first in octaves of music. Newland's law of octaves seemed to be true only for elements up to calcium. Although his idea was not widely accepted at the time, he, for his work, was later awarded Davy Medal in 1887 by the Royal Society, London. The periodic law, as we know it today, owes its development to the Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev, 1834 to 1907, and the German chemist Lothar Meyer, 1830 to 1895. Working independently, both the chemists in 1869 proposed that on arranging elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights, similarities appear in physical and chemical properties at regular intervals. Lothar Meyer plotted the physical properties such as atomic volume, melting point and boiling point against atomic weight, and obtained a periodically repeated pattern. Unlike Newlands, Lothamer observed a change in length of that repeating pattern. By 1868, Lothamer had developed a table of the elements that closely resembles the modern periodic table. However, his work was not published until after the work of Dmitry Mendeleev, the scientist who is generally credited with the development of the modern periodic table. While D'Orbigny initiated the study of periodic relationship, it was Mendeleev who was responsible for publishing the periodic law for the first time. It states as follows: the properties of the elements are a periodic function of their atomic weights. Mendeleev arranged elements in horizontal rows and vertical columns of a table in order of their increasing atomic weights, in such a way that the elements with similar properties occupied the same vertical column or group. Mendeleev's system of classifying elements was more elaborate than that of Lothamer's. He fully recognized the significance of periodicity and used a broader range of physical and chemical properties to classify the elements. In particular, Mendeleev relied on the similarities in the empirical formulas and properties of the compounds formed by the elements. He realized that some of the elements did not fit in with his scheme of classification. If the order of atomic weight was strictly followed, he ignored the order of atomic weights, thinking that the atomic measurements might be incorrect, and placed the elements with similar properties together. For example, iodine with lower atomic weight than that of tellurium, group 6th, was placed in group 7th along with fluorine, chlorine, bromine because of similarities in properties. At the same time, keeping his primary aim of arranging the elements of similar properties in the same group, he proposed that some of the elements were still undiscovered and therefore left several gaps in the table. For example, both gallium and germanium were unknown at the time Mendeleev published his periodic table. He left the gap under aluminium and a gap under silicon and called these elements Ica aluminium and Ica silicon. Mendeleev predicted not only the existence of gallium and germanium but also described some of their general physical properties. These elements were discovered later. Some of the properties predicted by Mendeleev for these elements and those found experimentally are listed below. The boldness of Mendeleev's quantitative predictions and their eventual success made him and his periodic table famous. Mendeleev's periodic table, published in 1905. 3.3 Modern periodic law and the present form of the periodic table. We must bear in mind that when Mendeleev developed his periodic table, chemists knew nothing about the internal structure of atom. However, the beginning of the 20th century witnessed profound development in theories about subatomic particles. In 1913, the English physicist Henry Moseley observed regularities in the characteristic X-ray spectra of the elements. A plot of under root nu, where nu is the frequency of X-rays emitted, against atomic number Z, gave a straight line and not the plot of under root nu versus atomic mass. He thereby showed that the atomic number is a more fundamental property of an element than its atomic mass. Mendeleev's periodic law was therefore accordingly modified. This is known as the modern periodic law and can be stated as: the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic functions of their atomic numbers. The periodic law revealed important analogies among the 94 naturally occurring elements. Neptunium and plutonium, like actinium and protoactinium, are also found in pitchblende and ore of uranium. It stimulated renewed interest in inorganic chemistry and is carried into the present with the creation of artificially produced short-lived elements. You may recall that the atomic number is equal to the nuclear charge, that is, number of protons, or the number of electrons in a neutral atom. It is then easy to visualize the significance of quantum numbers and electronic configurations in periodicity of elements. In fact, it is now recognized that the periodic law is essentially the consequence of the periodic variation in electronic configurations, which indeed determine the physical and chemical properties of elements and their compounds. Numerous forms of periodic table have been devised from time to time. Some forms emphasize chemical reactions and valence, whereas others stress the electronic configuration of elements. A modern version, the so-called long form of the periodic table of the elements, is the most convenient and widely used. The horizontal rows, which Mendeleev called series, are called periods, and the vertical columns groups. Elements having similar outer electronic configurations in their atoms are arranged in vertical columns, referred to as groups or families. According to the recommendation of International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry (IUPAC), the groups are numbered from 1 to 18, replacing the order notation of groups 1st A to 7th A, 8th, 1st B to 7th B, and 0. There are altogether 7 periods. The period number corresponds to the highest principal quantum number n of the elements in the period. The first period contains 2 elements. The subsequent periods consist of 8, 8, 18, 18 and 32 elements respectively. The 7th period is incomplete and, like the 6th period, would have a theoretical maximum on the basis of quantum numbers of 32 elements. In this form of the periodic table, 14 elements of both 6th and 7th periods, lanthanoids and actinoids respectively, are placed in separate panels at the bottom. 3.4 Nomenclature of elements with atomic numbers greater than 100. The naming of the new elements had been traditionally the privilege of the discoverer or discoverers, and the suggested name was ratified by the IUPAC. In recent years, this has led to some controversy. The new elements with very high atomic numbers are so unstable that only minute quantities, sometimes only a few atoms of them, are obtained. Their synthesis and characterization therefore require highly sophisticated, costly equipment and laboratory. Such work is carried out with competitive spirit only in some laboratories in the world. Scientists, before collecting the reliable data on the new element, at times get tempted to claim for its discovery. For example, both American and Soviet scientists claimed credit for discovering element 104. The Americans named it Rutherfordium, whereas Soviets named it Kurchatovium. To avoid such problems, the IUPAC has made recommendation that until a new element's discovery is proved and its name is officially recognized, a systematic nomenclature be derived directly from the atomic number of the element using the numerical roots for 0 and numbers 1 to 9. These are shown in table 3.4. The roots are put together in order of digits which make up the atomic number, and IUM is added at the end. The IUPAC name for elements with Z above 100 are shown below. Notation for IUPAC nomenclature of elements. Digit 0 is named nil, 1 as UNN, 2 as bi, 3 as tri, 4 as quad, 5 as pent, 6 as hes, 7 as sept, 8 as oct, and 9 as ENN. Thus, the new element first gets a temporary name with symbol consisting of 3 letters. Later, permanent name and symbols are given by a vote of IUPAC representatives from each country. The permanent name might reflect the country or state of the country in which the element was discovered, or pay tribute to a Nobel scientist. As of now, elements with atomic numbers up to 112, 114 and 116 have been discovered. Elements with atomic numbers 113, 115 and 117 and 118 are not yet known. 3.5 Electronic configurations of elements and the periodic table. In the preceding unit, we have learnt that an electron in an atom is characterized by a set of 4 quantum numbers, and the principal quantum number n defines the main energy level known as shell. We have also studied about the filling of electrons into different subcells, also referred to as orbitals, s, p, d, f in an atom. The distribution of electrons into orbitals of an atom is called its electronic configuration. An element's location in the periodic table reflects the quantum numbers of the last orbital filled. In this section, we will observe a direct connection between the electronic configuration of the elements and the long form of the periodic table. Electronic configuration in periods. The period indicates the value of n for the outermost or valence shell. In other words, successive period in the periodic table is associated with the filling of the next higher principal energy level. N is equals to 1, n is equals to 2, etc. It can be readily seen that the number of elements in each period is twice the number of atomic orbitals available in the energy level that is being filled. The first period, n is equals to 1, starts with the filling of the lowest level 1s and therefore has 2 elements, hydrogen 1s1 and helium 1s2. When the first shell k is completed, the second period n is equals to 2 starts with lithium and the third electron enters the 2s orbital. The next element, beryllium, has 4 electrons and has the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2. Starting from the next element, boron, the 2p orbitals are filled with electrons when the L shell is completed at neon. Thus, there are 8 elements in the second period. The third period, n is equals to 3, begins at sodium and the added electron enters a 3s orbital. Successive filling of 3s and 3p orbitals gives rise to the third period of 8 elements from sodium to argon. The fourth period, n is equals to 4, starts at potassium and the added electrons fill up the 4s orbital. Now, you may note that before the 4p orbital is filled, filling up of 3d orbitals becomes energetically favorable and we come across the so-called 3d transition series of elements. This starts from scandium, Z is equals to 21, which has the electronic configuration 3d14s2. The 3d orbitals are filled at zinc, Z is equals to 30, with electronic configuration 3d10 4s2. The fourth period ends at krypton with the filling up of the 4p orbitals. Altogether, we have 18 elements in this fourth period. The fifth period, n is equals to 5, beginning with the rubidium, is similar to the fourth period and contains the 4d transition series. Starting at yttrium, Z is equals to 39. This period ends at xenon with the filling up of the 5p orbitals. The sixth period, n is equals to 6, contains 32 elements and successive electrons enter 6s, 4f, 5d, and 6p orbitals. In the order: filling up of the 4f orbitals begins with cerium, Z is equals to 58, and ends at lutetium, Z is equals to 71, to give the 4f inner transition series, which is called the lanthanoid series. The 7th period, n is equals to 7, is similar to the 6th period with the successive filling up of the 7s, 5f, 6d and 7p orbitals, and includes most of the man-made radioactive elements. This period will end at the element with atomic number 118, which would belong to the noble gas family. Filling up of the 5f orbitals after actinium, Z is equals to 89, gives the 5f inner transition series known as the actinoid series. The 4f and 5f inner transition series of elements are placed separately in the periodic table to maintain its structure and to preserve the principle of classification by keeping elements with similar properties in a single column. B. Group-wise electronic configurations. Elements in the same vertical column or group have similar valence shell electronic configurations. The same number of electrons in the outer orbitals and similar properties. For example, the group 1 elements, alkali metals, all have ns1 valence shell electronic configuration as given in table below. Thus, it can be seen that the properties of an element have periodic dependence upon its atomic number and not on relative atomic mass.